JOOSHICA is a beauty influencer who's consistently been criticized for peddling unrealistic, harmful beauty standards, as well as an overconsumptionist and vain attitude that's gotten her into trouble consistently for years now. Now, this is a pretty big story that's been spanning several years, so before we get into all that, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for 400,000. We reached it by the end of the month. You guys are legends. And to celebrate, I am in the Big Apple, your country, statistically. In fact, your state, statistically, because a lot of my audience is from New York. Big up to yous, I guess. So I feel like it's only fair to go for, let's go for 1 million by the end of the month. Feel like that one's pretty achievable. Let's go for it, right? Give it to me. And if we don't do it, I will be sorely disappointed. Anyway, I want to have a look at this creator now, who is important to note, by the way, wasn't born or raised in South Korea. They're from Vancouver. And now they're based in New York, actually. So, funny that. They boast an impressive 2.6 million followers on Instagram. And the reason why I deem it important to sort of make it clear that they weren't born or raised in South Korea is because they still peddle the very same notorious South Korean beauty standards, the very harmful ones that a lot of us, I'm sure, have been told about so many times, to our audience of mainly Western young girls. Not that it would be any less harmful if it was, you know, Korean young girls, but I guess it's a little more expected, unfortunately. In fact, this lady's entire personality seems to be that she's Korean. Yeah, she's got a similar amount of followers on YouTube, 2.8 million subscribers. This YouTube is the source of a lot of her controversy as well, because she's been called out a lot for lying about her, you know, her cosmetic surgeries, for example. But just looking at this, there's so many words here that I can barely, like, what's Aegyosal? Aegyosal 101, what is that? And then, yeah, here we go. Here's the notorious one that a lot of people have been criticizing. Insane how I changed my face shape without plastic surgery. And then you've got a picture there of the most obvious plastic surgery you've ever seen in your goddamn life. From what I understand, she seems to be pretty open about the surgeries that she's had as well, so I'm not sure what the deal is with this video here. I'm sure we'll get into it in a second though, so don't you worry. And then of course her TikTok, which is her main form of content. She's got over 5 million followers there. Interestingly, she was an eye doctor before she became an influencer. The pretty big video she made sort of explaining the reason for said transition.
Hey guys, I didn't really share my life before I became a full-time influencer. I did used to be a doctor, and I'm going to tell you guys why I decided to quit my full-time job as an eye doctor to become a full-time influencer. I studied total of 8 years to become an optometrist, and although I was interested in becoming an optometrist, majority of the reason why I decided to choose this field was because of my parents. So my sister is also a doctor, and she was actually in med school before I was in optometry school. And my parents used to tell me things like how my sister is going to become a doctor, and if I don't become a doctor myself too, then when you're older, like, people are going to compare us and be like, oh, your sister's a doctor, but what are you? Like, you're not a doctor too? Like, they're gonna think that you're dumb. But growing up, I was always different. I was very creative. I did want to pursue something in art. However, my parents are like, you're not going to make any income from being an art major. I was like, okay, then I'm going to do optometry. The 4 years of optometry school after undergrad was miserable. Like, literally every day was a nightmare. And after optometry school, I worked in New York for 1 year. I was still creating content that time, but it was really hard because I usually came home around 8 p.m. and I would have to eat dinner and I would be exhausted.
There's not really much to criticize in regards to this video itself. In fact, I quite relate to it, sort of throwing away corporate jobs in pursuit of content creation. You know what? I think we'll swiftly move on to the plastic surgery content. So here's a video of her proving that she can in fact move her face after all the plastic surgery she has received, because of the many comments saying that it completely ruins your facial structure and bone density and whatever sort of myths come out of that sort of thing, which I guess really aren't myths if it's like a particularly bad or botched plastic surgery. But for a woman like JOOSHICA, who is undoubtedly making more than enough money to afford the best care possible, I guess it's not really as big of an issue. Although that being said, I think in this video it is revealed that it's not like perfect by any means, but that could be because she has just undertaken so much plastic surgery, like a lot more than the average person, which again I suppose is just one node in the network of Korean beauty standards, unfortunately.
Does it or does it not? I've been getting Botox for the past 5 years, so let's see if I can actually move my face up. Okay, I am going to make some emoji faces to test this out. I'm kind of curious too. Get baby Botox because I do want to make facial expressions still. So let's see. First, we're gonna try happy face. I can smile. Second, I'm going to make a frowning face. Ready? You can see a little bit of wrinkles here. That's it. That's all I can do. I can't really bring my lips down as much and frown on this because I get Botox here and here because I had really deep frown lines here before. So I don't really care if I don't use the muscle, honestly. Next, we're gonna make angry face. Same thing, no frowning here. I don't look angry at all. I mean, I don't get angry that much, so I don't think I have to make that face anyways. I just want to be happy and I can make a happy face.
I don't know. Is it insensitive for me to find this wild? Like, the concept of me not being able to furrow my eyebrows or display any kind of emotion or type of facial change in this area of my face is insane to me. I don't know if it's just because I have particularly expressive eyebrows, but, like, I don't know. It's really weird. I do appreciate that she's being honest about it, I suppose. Like, it's better that she be honest than say, like, it doesn't change your face at all. But I feel like I'm still able to find it wild. Like, that's crazy. Surely that's crazy. And this is like the best plastic surgery that anyone could possibly afford as well. Yeah, someone put a picture of her in one of her first videos where you can see that her eyebrows are a little more expressive. She can move her face a little bit more. So I suppose it's not really as much of a myth as I thought. I'm not someone who's inherently anti-plastic surgery, by the way. I'm of the belief that, like, if you genuinely believe that plastic surgery or any kind of facial or body modification will increase your confidence and allow you to sort of take on the world in a more confident and, for lack of a better word, happy and satisfying fashion, then go for it. My issue is when people do plastic surgery or modifications or anything of the sort purely to fit a certain beauty standard or in hopes of chasing a certain trend, for example. I feel like the main reason for that is, well, partially because beauty standards and trends change all the time. When it comes to, like, doing your hair for certain trends, that's fine because your hair will grow. You can change your hair very easily without much, you know, pain or effort. Well, effort, sure, but pain, you know what I mean here. It's not impractical inherently. Whereas Botox, lip filler, plastic surgery, things like that, no, that's almost impossible to reverse a lot of the time. So if a beauty standard changes and your entire purpose was chasing a certain trend, you're kind of fucked at that point. But more important than that, just the very idea of changing something about your body purely to fit a certain beauty standard, something irreversible, I think is incredibly shallow. And it's just not a very healthy mindset to live with, in my opinion. I know sometimes that kind of resentment or jealousy or urge to fit certain beauty standards, or I don't know, some sort of envy for the people around you who you deem to be prettier than you can encourage people to do good things like go to the gym or sort a diet out for themselves. A lot of the time those diets are, like, you know, starving themselves though, unfortunately, but the gym is pretty much always good to a point. You know, working out is very healthy for you both physically and mentally, for sure. So as much as the outcome might not be the worst thing in the world, getting the intentions correct I also feel is very important. Like, for me, the reason why I work out is because I love my body, not because I'm trying to look like someone else, if that makes sense. It's like, no, I'm trying to do what's best for me. And I don't know, I guess it helps me feel more confident. I'm sure that's, like, partially cope. I'm sure there's, like, still a percentage of me that is doing it for the sake of trying to appease certain standards or look like other people, for sure. But there's definitely a lot of me that is doing it for my own self-confidence, my own self-worth, and out of respect for myself, I suppose. But again, something like the gym is so different from plastic surgery. Obviously, they're comparable in some ways, but completely different in others too. However, I am genuinely pro, you know, that kind of modification if you genuinely feel as though it'll help you a lot. So I'll talk about this more in a second, but I want to look at JOOSHICA a little more first. All right, I want to look at this, like, infamous video of her talking about how she changed her face shape without plastic surgery, because this video is genuinely unhinged.
Hi Jooshies, welcome back to my channel. And if you're shocked by the thumbnail, oh girl, imagine me. I was pretty shocked too when I saw the side-by-side comparison of my before and after, because wow, my face shape did change so much. I'm pretty sure you guys are dying to know how the hell I did that without surgery. And I know in the thumbnail I did say no surgery, and you guys are probably gonna be like, girl, you got plastic surgery. Yes girl, I did, but I did not get anything done to my jaw. My jaw is mine and she is from my mommy. I just want to let you guys know that I got my eyes and my nose done, and that is it. Getting jaw surgery is something I do not recommend to a lot of people because girl, the side effects are crazy.
For the record, the video title isn't how I changed my jaw without surgery. It's how I changed my face shape without surgery. And then there is a video of her face on the left and her face on the right a few years later, and it looks very fucking different. And the only reason why people are shocked at that kind of facial change is because it is virtually impossible to achieve it without surgery. No one was focused on her jaw specifically. Like, it wasn't a thumbnail of two jaws side by side, like a jaw surgery before and after. Also, I'm genuinely a little bit confused by her concern or aversion to jaw surgeries when she's so okay with everything else. Like, jaw surgeries, unlike a lot of other ones, actually have practical purpose a lot of the time. Like, if you have an underbite or an open bite or an overbite, then jaw surgeries can be a great way to maneuver around that deformity. Obviously, yes, the side effects and the recovery are killer, right? They suck. But it's not as though it's purely a visual type of surgery. Like, it's nowhere near as vain or shallow as getting your lips done or your eye bags done, for example. Because those are just, I'm not saying those are bad, but they are just visual. They are almost by definition, vanity-based. Whereas jaw surgery is for sure a large percentage of why people may get them is for visuals, but like, you know, there is a practical purpose there as well. In the UK, there are certain types of jaws that will get you a free jaw surgery from the NHS because it's that much of a problem.
And this video is not to encourage anything. These are your own choices, and I'm not trying to implant new insecurities. I know I've been getting a lot of comments like that. This is just simply to share my beauty tips. I know there are a lot of people out there who want to glow up and who want to achieve a better version of themselves. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I love it when girls work towards their image and themselves to get a better version. And that's how you gain self-confidence. And self-confidence is key to our mental health as well. I am your beauty older sis. So my role is to give you guys all the tips to achieve a better version of yourself and to become a confident queen. Okay, so I know you guys are dying to know. Let's start with this insane deep secret talk of how I changed myself so much with no surgery again. Before I start this video, I want to introduce you guys to these really cool products that I've been obsessed with these days. These are made out of salmon.
Oh god, this salmon sperm stuff. We're gonna skip this, I think. We've covered enough salmon sperm on the Michaela Naguera videos. I always find it a little annoying when people so confidently talk about how to develop self-confidence as well, because it is so different for everyone. Like me personally, I'm a big believer in fake it till you make it. So if you're not confident, just pretend to be. Just like really, just like go all out. Sort of method act. Like what would the most confident person on the planet do right now, and then just do that.
A key muscle on your side jaw. As you can see in my before picture, I used to have very prominent masseter muscle. And sometimes it might be just your jaw, but for me, it was muscle. And when you go to your doctor, the doctor is going to feel your face and check whether it's bone or muscle. For me, it was all muscle. So I started getting masseter Botox, I believe it was around 4 or 5 years ago. And I think I had a major facial shape change since then.
Masseter Botox, though that might not be a surgery, but it's still like pretty, I don't know, inaccessible for a lot of people? Yeah, it's still cosmetic facial slimming. And they inject neuromodulators into the masseter to weaken them temporarily. Is that like, I guess it's not surgery necessarily, but this is not what people are expecting when they click on this type of video. Because the way you make it sound, and this is very intentional, there's no way this was unintentional, is I achieved this change in my face through hard work and exercise and like a change in diet maybe. By the way, off the bat, I can't believe I've not mentioned this already. The fact that this is like seen as, I don't know, necessary is crazy to me. I understand it's your body, you can do what you want, but both of these faces look completely fine to me. I don't know if my opinion holds any water or means anything, or how people will take me saying this. I don't know if there are a lot of people in the comments who will agree with me, because I don't know, maybe I've just got weird way of viewing people, right? But like the face on the left looks, I don't know, part of me thinks it looks better than the one on the right. That's not me saying that it is better or that you shouldn't strive to do whatever you want. It's just me saying that like standards are so fucking subjective. They're so subjective, and changing your face, getting neuromodulator injections, all this crazy shit that costs a lot of money, a lot of time, does a lot of irreversible changes to your face and body purely for the sake of chasing beauty standards is crazy talk. If you're doing it for yourself, I think that's totally fine. Knock yourself out. Which, I mean, for a lot of these surgeries, you probably do need to knock yourself out. So I mean that literally. But I hope my point is coming across here in a way that makes sense and isn't horrific. I think the no surgery tagline here is very deceiving though, and I do think it was intentional for sure. Like this isn't really practical advice that people could take unless they have a lot of money and time.
I'm going to make another video for how I maintain my weight now and how I stay in shape and my figure, so stay tuned for that one. But weight loss was obviously a very key, important, major thing that happened after the masseter Botox. And this is pretty obvious. Yeah, if you lose weight, your fat is going to disappear and your face is going to get slimmer. Weight loss was something that just happened naturally for me. My family naturally comes from a pretty slim family, so when I stopped eating all the junk food and started drinking a lot of water, eat healthier, I just naturally lost weight, so I didn't force myself to starve or anything like that. So honestly, starving, don't do that if you're on a diet.
Great advice that. Honestly, starving, probably not a great idea. Don't do that. I will say though, again, to so confidently say, oh, if you exercise, you lose 7 kilograms, your face will look slimmer. It's not true for everyone. It really isn't true for everyone. I know it gets said a lot and it's a bit of a cliche, but it's so true. If everyone on the planet was under the same diet and exercise plan, we would all still look wildly different. I'm not saying you have to make that qualifier every time you give diet or exercise advice, but it is important to understand for sure.
About maintaining good figure is gonna come, but never start yourself early, okay? Number 3, chin filler. I don't know how I feel about chin filler though. I did get it done, but I don't know if I liked it. But it did change my face shape because...
See, again, chin filler, face, like... You're doing so many things to your fucking face that go beyond just practical things that everyone can do. Like, these are not how much money have you spent on your face? Like, what are you recommending to people here exactly? This is insane to me.
It's facial contouring massage. And you guys are probably like, what the hell is that? Guys, if you look at Korean celebrities, compare their picture during their debut versus now, you're probably like, girl, what the hell did they get done to their face? Koreans call it camera massage, which is camera massage. And camera massage is basically like, oh, you gradually just change your face shape, but you don't really know what they got done. That's why they just call it, oh, it's probably some kind of camera massage, some kind of styling change, some kind of makeup change. Girl, no, they got facial contouring massage. It's called gyeongnap massage in Korean. I got this done this year, guys, and the before and after was insane. Insane. Let me pull up a picture. Before, after. Until the fourth point, you know, it's adding in volume.
What the fuck is a facial contouring massage? Is it an actual massage, or is it more sort of Botoxy bullshit? No, apparently it's an actual sort of Korean traditional facial massage. That's pretty interesting, actually. I don't hate that advice necessarily if I'm understanding it correctly and if it's not pseudoscientific. From what I'm seeing on a quick Google search, it does seem to be pretty reliable, but don't take my word for it. I don't know if you can tell by looking at me, but I'm not exactly an expert on Korean beauty. There was a big Reddit thread sort of calling her out for straight up lying. I was on YouTube today when I saw this video from JOOSHICA. The title is How I Changed My Face Without Plastic Surgery, but mind you, she said I and nose surgery and a lot of Botox, etc. In the video, she proceeds to list procedures people should get done to fix themselves, but what really did it for me is that she straight up lied in the title and clickbaited. I used to like watching her for makeup tips, but now I feel like she's become another beauty guru who's obsessed with vanity and deceiving people. I think that's a great description of her, to be honest. That's like absolutely what's going on here. She also has this mochi cleanser short where she has a bunch of products she applies to her face, which is overconsumption, not to mention most say the cleanser isn't even good. I don't know, guys, is it just me or is she going downhill? Yeah, I mean, this title and thumbnail, when she's had eye and nose surgery and like 100 different Botoxes and spent thousands, probably tens of thousands on her face overall, to title and to market your video like this, it is classic. It's like textbook shitty beauty guru online. Someone says she is the Asian Michaela, and I think that's the most accurate description. She ain't shy from lying to sell products. I don't know if that's a great example, to be honest, though, because Michaela Nogueira isn't exactly famous for peddling unrealistic beauty standards. I know there's a lot of like filter usage that gets used, but nowhere near to the extent that JOOSHICA does it. Like, I actually have a lot of sympathy for the way that people talk about Michaela and her body online. I think it's fucking disgusting, a lot of it. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Again, I'm looking at this picture and like the woman on the left looks like a totally normal and beautiful woman. You know what I mean? And that's not even me doing like some virtue signally bullshit. She's beautiful. That's like a beautiful woman right there. Don't get me wrong. She's beautiful on the right as well. It's fucking whatever. But like, I really don't get it. I don't get it. Maybe you know what? I'm for sure, I'm not the target audience. I understand that I'm not the target audience. But I really don't get it, dude. It's also weird because she has made videos talking about her plastic surgery and like tips and tricks that you need to know before you do it. 15 things you must know before plastic surgery, eyes and nose. So I guess she's just sort of banking people on not having seen this 3-year-old video when she uploads a clickbaity one like the one we just looked at. Turning Hongdae Guy into Jinu from K-pop Demon Hunter. I really didn't like that movie, by the way. This isn't a really... I'd say this is a side tangent, but I think it is related to this topic, funnily enough. I thought the animation was like, you know, the animation was nice, I guess, but like in terms of the actual story itself, again, there was this huge issue with almost how cowardly it was, in my opinion. I understand that a large portion of my audience really enjoys that film, so sorry if you disagree with me here, but in my opinion, there was a really interesting scene where like they go to a therapist near the start of the movie, and the therapist is really good at reading their minds, and he mentioned something about like, you are going through so much pressure, you feel so insecure, it's like all this shit, and I'm like, oh, if the movie is going where I think it's going, this could actually be quite interesting. If it's like a depiction or a satirization or some sort of commentary on how evil the Korean music industry is, then that's almost brave. That's like a really nice, cool statement for a Netflix movie about K-pop demon hunters to make. But then it sort of throws that aside, and the rest of the movie completely glamorizes the industry. It's so cool. It's so fun. We have a manager that lets us eat fast food. And I thought, man, it's such a cop-out. Because obviously there's a lot of very young, impressionable fans of K-pop watching this movie. A lot of young girls who are watching this movie and are going to want to, you know more about K-pop or maybe, dream of being like the girls that they're watching. And I really didn't like the way that they depicted the industry in the film, especially because it's so famously fucking evil. It's like, do you think I'm stupid or something? Do you think I need to be fucking coddled and breastfed this information? Like I'm not adult enough to actually understand the potential it's not as though you need to go deep enough into like the really adult themes of how but you can make it appropriate for children whilst also giving commentary on how evil the K-pop industry is. For them to almost just scratch the surface, give us like a little kiss, like an acknowledgement of how they understand how bad it is, and then just completely ignore it for the rest of the film. It pissed me off, actually. It did piss me off. But it goes to show that like Korean beauty standards and how they're upheld, it goes way beyond JOOSHICA. Like this is something that is happening nationwide. Worldwide is a better word for it. I don't know why I'm being weird. Like it's all over the internet. You have to be in very specific niches to find like decent critiques of the K-pop industry. And those critiques don't actually they don't dent the industry by any means, because no one important, no one who should be speaking out is speaking out. And even if they are, no one's fucking doing anything meaningful about it, unfortunately. You'll hate my lip fillers, I'm dissolving them, all so you can't say anything about it now, leave my lips alone. I mean, yeah, I do agree, leave her fucking lips alone, don't take the piss. I don't give a fuck how weird people are about body cosmetics or, like, beauty surgery. Just to like, really hammer in on someone for the way they look online, I think is almost exclusively immoral. I was born with thick lips and I was bullied for it growing up. I got mini lip fillers once 4 years ago on my upper lips, and you guys think I get it every day. Anyways, I love you, I honestly don't care about the hate, just got it dissolved because I wanted to.
Guys, I actually got my lip filler dissolved and it's been 12 hours, so I just want to give you guys a little update about my natural lips. Are you guys ready? Natural lips review! I love it.
Yeah, I mean, they look perfectly fine. I mean, she looks great either way. I will say, though, when you go on her videos and, like, look at the ones before she got the lips dissolved, she actually speaks a lot clearer after the dissolving. That's not me, like, exaggerating at all. Let me see if I can find a video of her before she got them dissolved. It's not a huge difference, but it is definitely noticeable.
Let's go apartment hunting in New York City! Yes, for those of you guys who didn't know, I'm moving to New York City and I'm looking for a 2-bedroom apartment in New York. And this is the first apartment that I saw. As soon as you walk in, there's a huge closet there. And guys, this one probably had the most beautiful view because just look at that. There's so much sun. I wanted a ceiling to floor window, so this is...
I love New York. It's fucking great. I do love this city. But yeah, I think she sounds different. I think her speech is nowhere near as clear there. But lip fillers are also one of those things where it's like, they're so common. They're not that expensive. They're pretty accessible for a lot of people. And I think they're perfectly fine if you genuinely feel as though you will be a lot happier in life and more confident going about your day-to-day routine with them. And this is where I think beauty standards, they're just weird. Like, I think the way that beauty standards affect how people are treated, I think is grim. Whether it be by the way, I think it's the exact same for men as well. I feel horrible for men a lot of the time who, feel fucking put down by a lot of these, like short men, for example. I think a lot of the discussion, I think a lot of the way that short men are talked about, whether it be online or in school, if you're like a student or anything, I think it's bad. I think it's really bad. Same for like boldness as well. I think the way that bold men are treated or balding is treated, I think that's also pretty fucking brutal. A lot of the people who take the piss out of that sort of thing are also the same kinds of people who will take the piss out of hair transplants as well. And it's like, at that point, well, what do you want exactly? That's a wee side tangent though, of course. I completely understand that for women, the beauty standard is insane. But I want to make it clear that this is something that affects everyone, and that working to fix or aid or improve this conversation is for the benefit of literally everyone. Unless you're like a higher up or a fat cat at the top of a beauty cosmetic surgery type place. Speaking of K-pop, there was a weird moment in her career where she pretended to almost become a K-pop star. Apparently this caused a lot of controversy because a lot of the people in her audience are huge K-pop fans, and it was like deemed as immoral to tease them like this. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I guess let's have a look at this fake music career. People are asking what age has to do with any of this. See, this is clearly someone who does not understand the K-pop industry. I mean, I barely understand the K-pop industry, and I completely understand how age is immensely relevant here. It's incredibly common in idol culture all across, and a lot of East Asia, to just lie about your age a lot of the time because younger people are deemed as more pure or innocent, or, oh, it's fucking grim. I hate even saying it, dude. But when you go to Japan, well, I've never been to Japan, but when you see like videos of like children, like actual child idols on a stage, and it's like, no, they're watching for the talent, it's like, oh, is that right? Then why is the entire audience middle-aged men? If people were watching purely for their vocal ability, there'd be some women in the audience too, but there's none. There's never any. A lot of the time, it's like their fucking mother, like, promoting them and shit, and it's like, you are a disgusting piece of shit, dude. You know exactly what's going on here.
Hey guys, get ready me for my second look of the album photo shoot. We're going military.
너무 귀엽지 않지?
이 머리를 안 한 지
이거 콩순이 같아. 완전
강아지 꼬리 같지 않아요?
Yeah, you can definitely see people, I guess, falling for it. Is she actually becoming an idol, or is it a joke? People really care about that. What group are you in? Okay. What company are you debuting? Are you in a group / team or solo? What is your group team / called? Do you have a fan's name? Have you got a light stick? Already a fan? Like, Jesus, people really, they care. People really care about this sort of thing. I understand why this caused drama now. I'm not saying I agree. I think it's still pretty dumb, but I definitely understand why this was a controversy because people really gave a fuck.
Guys, my debut is coming up soon, so I want to do an aegyo challenge. I'm gonna do 5 different.
This is another fucking word that I've been hearing so much recently in regards to, I get some comments being like, oh, Dankyjabo has such natural aegyo. It's not a comment, I don't get it like daily, but I've had like 5 comments say something along those lines. I have no idea I have no idea what that means. Is it a good, I'm guessing is it a good thing? Aegyo. Aegyo is a Korean cultural concept meaning acting cute or charming behavior. I don't know if that's I don't know if that, to be fair, for every 1 comment saying I have aegyo, I get about 100 calling me an ugly fucker. I got one really weird comment on Shepherd Boy, my second channel, which you should all go subscribe to, by the way. We upload daily. It was really weird. It really put me off. Talking about how like my shoulders were off-putting or something along those lines. Hey Danky, I have noticed you transitioning into a new kind of wardrobe for your videos, particularly tank top heavy content these days. If I'm gonna be so for real, I click off these tank top videos because although I respect your opinions and like to listen to what you have to say, I don't want to be staring at your shoulders to do it. Obviously some of the replies here, I thought like, part of me didn't understand like, is this a reasonable thing to say or am I just being fucking weird and sensitive? But according to the replies there, no, this is just a weird comment. And is this why they have like dress codes in school for gal? Is this what it feels like? It's a really weird, just a really odd thing. Really fucking put a weird spin on the rest of my day there.
Let's see if I can pass the test. That's good. They do like a special heart with the cat ear.
This is aegyo. Fuck off. Do I have a natural aegyo? Whatever the fuck you bullshitters were saying. What is this? What are you on about? It's like when people say you're a golden retriever, and it's just for me. I hate that shit. I hate being called golden retriever because like I don't get called it much, but when I do, because the internet is very unoriginal, all I hear is you're dumb. It's just like a roundabout way of calling someone a fucking idiot. She made loads of these videos.
Feeling like I want to die and that this is complete torture and I don't know what I did to somebody to make me sit here and do this. And I just don't think it's nice. I am feeling like...
Wow, this is probably the most... People should have clocked that it was a joke from this point on. There's no way someone in the actual K-pop industry would be able to say anything remotely negative about it. This should have been the kicker. This should have been the reveal right here. She doesn't know it yet, but she's studying day and night for 8 years to become a doctor just so she can quit her job and be an influencer and debut as a K-pop idol. Yeah, damn, she went pretty fucking hard on this. People saying that's sad. I don't understand what's sad about it. She followed what she was passionate about and she is now greatly successful at it. Oh man, what a sob story. I'm not a fan of her by any means, but like, I feel like I need to call out stupid comments when I see one. And then she made an apology video, I guess, because people were pissed.
I have an apology video. 스타 주시카는 이 자리를 빌어서 여러분께 진심으로 사과를 드립니다. This is a filter. Hey guys! I feel so bad because some of you guys actually stayed up till 4 a.m. to wait for my idol era, but I'm so sorry guys, that was not real. But the whole debut thing was not a lie because I did launch a new lens line with O Lens. It's a line called Muse, which is my album. And yeah, the album part is not a lie too. You can buy...
Not an apology, it's just promoting, it's just an advertisement for her makeup. I rate that, you know. I kind of do rate the shithousery. Because look at how, like, parasocial these people have become. And I thought I was supporting an iconic girl who was inspiring me, but it was all a lie. And she isn't even sad about lying to thousands of fans. So real, someone says. Is it really that deep? Is it really that deep? Again, it's not my type of content. Maybe this is a big deal to you guys. Not you guys specifically, but these people. I'm gonna need some commentary from like the comments here. I need you guys to tell me if this is like a big deal or if it's that deep. Girl, I was so excited, but it's not a problem if you don't want to be a K-pop idol. You don't have to. That's so nice of her to say. Okay, guys, no offense, but I'm kind of disappointed. Like, I was waiting on the countdown until I randomly fell asleep, but no, well, just disappointed overall. You know what? It's actually pretty shitty, to be fair. Like, make it... It's, you know what, it's quite funny. Making all your fans and like viewers stay up for an insane amount of time, 4 a.m., especially if it's like a school day or something. You just fuck the rest of their days up for no reason because you wanted to troll them. That's like, I don't know, potentially that's like a little bit shitty, but it's also it's also kind of hilarious, dude.
And what's your victory? Checkmate now. We're not dangerous.
Pause right there. Sorry to interrupt, but let's go back in time. I posted a video in February saying that I'm debuting as an idol. And guys, you guys have been scammed once again.
The way no one believed you. 6,500 likes. Girl, no one believed it. Yo, you guys are coping. You definitely did believe it. We're seeing comments of people believing it. Are you kidding me? No, because to be honest, I never really believed it. It was a teaser. It looked cheap. Why was it filmed without proper sets? Oh, these people are acting. In hindsight, all of a sudden, you're Charlotte fucking Holmes. I think I'm done with the K-pop, with the K-pop idol bit. Let's get right back to her talking about beauty standards now. This is different though. This isn't her talking about surgery. This is her specifically talking about beauty standards, so it should be interesting.
Has anyone told you you are pretty until you talk? Well, not because of your voice or how you talk, but more necessarily because when you talk, your face is simply not flattering at all. Like, girl, I got that face.
I actually, you know what? This is actually something I get fairly commonly, so I'm interested to hear what she has to say here.
Carbo, when I talk, I literally look so ugly. When I talk, I use the muscles on my lower chin right there. And it's been getting worse and worse throughout the years. Okay, so obviously I went to the Korean side of YouTube and tried to figure out what my issue was. You might want to listen to this because I'm going to tell you some of the exercises that you should do every single day. It literally just takes 5 minutes. You have to use your cheek muscle. Apparently you shouldn't be like doing like you shouldn't show your bottom teeth. So I'm trying to, if I talk weird, just like mind me. You have to like put force on your cheek.
Nah, this is crazy. This is crazy. People should not be thinking this manually or this consciously just to talk. Talking is like a completely functional thing that people should just be able to do without needing to worry about what they look like when they talk. It's like being really self-conscious about laughing because you don't like the way that you look when you laugh. That is just so fucking sad, dude. Like preventing yourself from laughing because you're scared of how people might perceive you or think about you visually. I think that is the most depressing shit ever. I understand a lot of people do it, and I understand that it is, you know, unfortunately it is actually fairly normal, but it's so sad.
Upper teeth, apparently. It's like close your eyes and put force on your cheek. Like, apparently they told me to do this, so like, yeah, don't think that I'm weird. Kind of like that, and you're going to notice that you put extra force on that muscle right there. And even just my resting face, I used to be like kind of like that, where I put a lot of force, intense force on my lower chin. Now I try to put force on my cheek, so my cheek's been aching. Apparently you have to do that, but who even thinks about that when you're like yapping and talking?
Yeah, exactly. You shouldn't need to think about that though. I think if there's anyone in your life who is judging you for how you look when you talk or laugh or any of these basic human things, they're not someone worth having around. Like this is so fucking toxic, dude. If you actually care about this sort of thing and you're around people who care about this sort of thing, you are fucked. There's no way you're living a happy life. No way, dude. Cut those fuckers out of your life immediately. You're taking the piss.
I've been really stressed about my double chin and baby fat because no matter what I do, I can never lose it. And whenever I watch K-dramas, like all the actresses have really sharp jawline. And what if I told you that you can destroy and burn that fat to be like your favorite K-drama actresses? Okay, so today
You know what I would say? I would say if you think if you think that, oh my god, dude, that is not a double chin. Not only is that barely a double chin, but she's also trying her absolute mightiest to exude or create a double chin. Like she's literally doing this from like a downward angle. It's ridiculous, and there's still nothing there. I think it's crazy. I think it's so crazy how some people see themselves. It's insane.
Because no matter what I do, I can never lose it. And whenever I watch K-dramas, like all the actresses have really sharp jawline. And what if I told you that you can destroy and burn that fat to be like your favorite K-drama actresses? Okay, so today I'm going to bring you guys to a skin clinic in Korea that specializes in that.
I feel like that's such a toxic mindset. I need to destroy and burn this fat and spend $10,000 fucking dollars doing so, and also go through all the side effects and recovery because I want to look like my favorite K-drama actress. There's gotta be something inherently immoral or strange or fucking dystopian about that dude.
And he recommended 2 different lasers, which are linears and in mode for lifting. And on top of that, obviously we have the
to burn the fat, and he recommended fat dissolving injections. This is something that actually like a lot of celebrities get. What's crazy is that you can get that injection on your body as well, and the effect is pretty insane. This is after all the procedures were done. My face is definitely swollen.
This is crazy, by the way. By the way, just to make it clear, this was before the video she made about changing her face shape without surgery. So this is one of the many things that she has done to her face. I can't believe the fucking cheek of that surgery video after watching all of this. It's insane to me how you ever thought you'd get away with that sort of thing, or that was in any way like a moral or upfront way of marketing the video. Oh, I didn't do surgery. I just destroyed the fat from my fucking face artificially, did about 100 Botox surgeries, a Korean facial massage thing, which is also mega expensive. Oh, and I also, yeah, you know, lost a bit of weight as well. I guess that helps, but, you know, it's like, that's not the fucking thing here. That's not what changed your face. Let's not take the piss. Oh yeah, let's not even forget the fucking injections on your, whatever the fuck they're called, your cheekbone, the bit where you chew. She genuinely can't close her mouth because her teeth are too big. Is that right? I don't know. Is that to imply that like she couldn't close it at any point? Because I don't believe that. She talks about it here.
A lot of you guys have been asking me why I can't close my mouth, and I just feel like I need to talk about it. So I have a really big front teeth. Like you guys can see that my teeth are big. So when I just rest with no facial expression, this is how I rest. And like me trying to close my mouth, I have to put extra effort. So usually when I take pictures, I'm always like mouth open, like this. And like a lot of you guys are pointing that out. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just built weird. It's hard to keep it like this. If I have my mouth closed, that means I'm in a very conscious surrounding. So I usually just keep my mouth open like when I'm really comfortable, but when I'm feeling really uncomfortable, I do close my mouth for sure too. But guys, like, I'm pretty sure this is an issue a lot of people with bunny teeth have. Like,
all right, you guys are gonna have to educate me in the comments. Anyone with bunny teeth, if it's hard to close your mouth. But me personally, I feel like it has to be the fucking Botox. I have bunny teeth, but I can close my mouth. I'm the same way with my teeth. I used to get bullied for it in middle school, but I love them now. Really? Is this a real thing that people face? I had no idea. Okay, so from what I'm seeing, yeah, buck teeth or bunny teeth, clinically called bunny teeth or overjet, does make it pretty physically difficult for a lot of moderate to severe cases to close their mouths. Okay, all right, maybe that's just me being uneducated then, although I will say there's no way the Botox helps. Now, I know she's been pretty vocal about trying to look like her favorite K-pop idol and stuff. However, there's one K-pop idol in particular called Wonyoung who she seems particularly obsessed with.
Oh, I mastered Wonyoung's makeup.
Turning my Filipino brother into mini-me.
You look like Wonyoung.
yes, babe, I'm gonna turn you into Wonyoung today. Wonyoung 1, Wonyoung 2. Let's go. Third, I think Wonyoung, the lips are very important. Guys, siblings, do we look alike? I turned him into Wonyoung, and now, low-key giving Iseo though. Oh my god, so pretty.
I look like Wonyoung from IVE.
I look like Ella from Meow. Girl, you stop it. Stop making those Delulu videos. You don't look like Wonyoung.
What does Wonyoung even look like? They do not look that. I mean, they're both Korean. That's it, really. Again, though, as fucking weird as this is actually incredibly normal in Korean entertainment. So it's difficult to even judge her for it. Again, it's weird, though, because she's, you know, from Vancouver. But she has completely fallen into, like, the most vanity-filled, over-consumptionist Korean beauty standards that anyone possibly ever could, really. Look at this, by the way. This is 2023, 10/11, Wonyoung makeup tutorial. That's the 3rd of March this year. This was 2021. This was the 3rd of February 2024. 28th of July 2024, just a few months later. And then here's another one from 2023, December. So these are months apart. Like, by the way, this is nothing. Like, I've shown you not even 10% of the Wonyoung makeup tutorials. This one only has 71 fucking likes, by the way. Oh, it's not on her real account. Okay, you know what? It's whatever. Point still stands.
You guys have been saying that I resemble Wonyoung a lot, so I flew all the way to—
No, they haven't. No, they haven't. They only say that because you bring her up so fucking often.
Work with the mother and the OG celebrity makeup artist. She worked with Kim Ji-won, IU, SNSD, 고윤정, Baby Monster, and the list goes on. After 14 hours of flight, we are here at Wee Atelier. Trying to book makeup appointment with this makeup artist was the hardest thing ever. She's so busy. She literally came back from Baby Monster schedule and had to go to Busan to work with Wonyoung after.
She works with makeup. That's pretty cool, working with Wonyoung's makeup artist if you're a big fan of them, I guess. We're not going to watch this whole video. It's not that important. But, like, to say that everyone's saying you look like Wonyoung, either one, it's just because you're both Korean. It's not as though you have totally different fucking face, but, like, you look very different. That'd be like me saying that, oh, everyone says that I sound like Scooby-Doo, but then I leave out the context that I was basically doing Scooby-Doo impressions for, like, 3 videos straight over on Shepherd Boy. So, yeah, of course people are gonna say it because I'm fucking inviting those comments. Something people actually do say is that I look like David Diggs. That's like a real genuine thing that people say about me. I'm not sure how true it is now because David Diggs has changed his look. But you know, back in his big long curly hair era, I see it for sure. The Hamilton era. Why don't I just say that? Thomas Jefferson style.
No problem. I don't care. You are you, I'm me.
You know what? I think I might be done with the Wonyoung videos. These are really weirding me out, actually.
I actually saw some of you guys commenting that I look like Yoonchae? Girl, you guys are just racist. I don't look like her. Yoonchae has more like a cat features versus I have more bunny features. Like, look at my big bunny teeth.
I think that's crazy that you could ever call someone comparing you to another Korean woman racist when you beg to be called similar to Wonyoung or whatever her name was. When you don't actually look like her, by the way. But no, compare me to my favorite Korean idol, otherwise it's racist. Ooh, look at Wonyoung's sister, by the way. This actually does look a bit like her. Naz, put them up side by side, please. Take this picture, and then this screenshot from the video here. They actually do look, they look a little alike. That one's not racist. Again, though, it's tough because she looks different. In every video, like every couple of months, she does something different to herself and she looks a little different. I fucked my mic there a bit, but you know what? I'll keep it in because that was a part of history right there. There's no way I'm redoing that one. The fact that her fans believe she was going to debut with 2 weeks of training at 30 says enough. They're impressionable as fuck and she is a bad role model. The fact she calls herself their older sister is even more concerning. She's manipulating them into drinking her words, and yes, I definitely see they look alike a lot. Okay, yeah, well, I think it is actually pretty interesting to point out just how impressionable those fans are and how willing they were to believe the 2 weeks of training at 30 years old thing when it comes to the K-pop idol joint. It's like a lot of those people are definitely going to take her very seriously and believe her when she talks about the plastic surgery and all this type of thing, and definitely take inspiration from her. I don't have any proof that anyone was directly inspired to do plastic surgery because of her and then ended up regretting it, but I also wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. This video here was deleted for a reason that you are going to see in all its glory.
Pretty when you put color makeup on top of a pale skin.
Not her promoting blatant colorism and thinking it was okay to post this.
Really epic voice there at the end. Again, so from our Western perspective, this is the thing. It does seem relatively colorist, but again, in East Asia, this is actually incredibly fucking common. Like when I went to Vietnam, there were actual brands of makeup and the pictures were insane. It was like a box of makeup and it was a before and after picture, and the only difference was that the after picture was paler or whiter than the one on the left. Because, you know, Southeast Asians are they're a little darker than, like, you know, Koreans or Japanese people. And to many, that is like a sign that they are, it's a sign that they're not as pretty. It's part of the reasons why South Asians get so much shit, in my opinion, because their skin is darker. It's fucking disgusting. Like, it's actually deplorable. But that sort of beauty standard, again, it's so normal over there. But again, though, she's Canadian, so I feel like she should know better.
Girl, the shade match. And yeah, what about it? I feel like everyone is so pressed when an Asian girl goes a shade or two lighter, but they literally don't say anything when a white girl goes 1 or 2 skin tone darker and bronzes her face a lot for that tan makeup look. So in a lot of Asian countries, it is actually normal to go a shade or 2 lighter, and I don't see why there's an issue with that. Have to match all the time, because there are a lot of different makeup looks where you can go 1 tone darker or 1 tone lighter depending on the vibe. And I think that's totally fine. And I swear to God, I've seen a lot of white girls on TikTok doing their makeup and they just like go a shade darker or put a lot of bronzer, and in the end, they actually end up looking darker than their neck. And I checked their comments and nobody says anything about the shade match. It's always me. It's always the Asian girl. Like, obviously, there's a fine limit to how dark and how light you can go, but if you're in that safe zone, then I don't think your shade has to match all the time. I feel like people are so overly sensitive about shades these days. Okay, but let's be for real. Let me see you with your shade match. It's fine to not have the perfect shade match. Life goes on and you will live.
There's not really a historic level of oppression for people who look darker, though. Yeah, I think it's just because going lighter or making yourself look whiter directly feeds into, like, the historic oppression of darker-skinned people. But also, me personally, I do find it a little weird when a white gal put, like, a level of makeup on to where it looks as though they're almost impersonating a different race. I think that shit's weird, too. I'm not a fan of fake tan at all. Like, it's not my thing, really, at all. I know she's not addressing me in this video, like, at all. Really. My opinion don't really mean dick here, to be honest. You know, I'm not one to comment on a girl's makeup video being like, you shouldn't do it. I'm not that type of guy. It's not my, again, I'm not the audience for this. Fuck's sake, microphone. But yeah, me personally, I do find it a bit weird when white girls do that. Yeah, I do. Same way I think it's really weird when, you know, people with darker skin try to promote the idea that having lighter skin is inherently more beautiful or pretty. By the way, no hate to anyone who enjoys fake tan or is into that or whatever. It's just totally fine. It's just not my thing. I think that is interesting though, because tanning definitely probably does have some roots like classism based, I guess. Suppose if you're upper class or have money or of a more affluent status, it's more likely that you can actually tan, you know, visit hot countries or, you know, go to like tanning beds maybe, or just spend the amount of time that is needed throughout the day to tan, right? So it's not as though there's like a completely incomprehensible or unimportant discussion to be had there. But yeah, I don't know. Me personally, maybe there isn't a problem with it. Again, you guys can tell me in the comments, but I really do feel as though whitifying yourself it rubs me the wrong way. So a Korean influencer, JOOSHICA, compared skin whitening in Asia to tanning in the West. When people try to explain why that's not the same, they hit us with, yeah, and what about it? So here's what about it. Asian skin whitening isn't just some harmless beauty preference, it's a standard rooted in colorism and classism. Pale skin historically meant you were rich enough to stay indoors, while darker skin was associated with manual labor and lower status. That ideal existed long before Western colonialism, but colonialism definitely reinforced it through Eurocentric beauty standards. Absolutely, this is true. This is an idea that can be traced all the way back from China's Han Dynasty in like 200 AD, I think. But it's still permeated through Eastern and Southeast Asia to this day. Maybe just people don't understand the reasoning behind it, but this is accurate so far. So yeah, the preference for pale skin, it's not neutral. It's about status, power, and exclusion, and it still affects people across Asia today. True. Now here's the wild part. For a Korean influencer to be this dismissive, knowing how colorism plays out specifically in Korea, that's especially tone deaf. The Korean entertainment industry is notoriously harsh towards idols and celebrities with darker skin. Absolutely that's true. Calling them dirty, editing them lighter, treating tan skin as a flaw to be corrected. Whole careers have been shaped around who fits in the paler beauty mold. Yeah, this is facts. This is absolutely facts, dude. So for someone who benefits from that system to casually say, yeah, and when people point out the harm, it's giving privilege, detachment, and zero self-awareness. Beauty standards don't exist in a vacuum. They're shaped by history and oppression, and brushing that off is exactly why these issues keep getting swept under the rug. Maybe it wouldn't be nearly as much of a problem if she was honest about it or educated enough to sort of explain why the beauty standards exist, but still went along with exhibiting them, if that makes sense. Maybe that'd be worse though, because she's understanding why what she's doing could be deemed immoral. Again though, I've not like got a huge horse in this race because I'm not really, I mean, I'm like, you know, I'm not that dark, but I am black. I was gonna say I'm not Asian, but like, I'm not a dark Asian, right, is what I mean to say. But that's a very informative post though, for sure. I like that one. Okay, the last thing I want to do in this video is go over some drama between JOOSHICA and a creator on YouTube called Miss Weiwei. Miss Weiwei recently made a big video on JOOSHICA, and JOOSHICA has a history of responding to creators that make videos on her. In fact, one of the big critiques that Miss Weiwei made was a few years back, they treated a YouTuber called Coco Crazy very strangely. It was essentially, you know, a critique from Coco Crazy, who is another YouTuber. I'll get all these people up now. So here's Coco Crazy. They're a very young and faceless YouTube channel. They made a few videos on JOOSHICA a few years back when they were like 16 years old, and JOOSHICA didn't even watch them and just sort of responded with, you're jealous, I'm rich, and you're not. We didn't cover that too much in this video because I didn't think it was too relevant, but Miss Weiwei did. This is Miss Weiwei's channel here. And yeah, they spoke about the beauty stand. A lot of the same stuff that we spoke about in this video was covered in hers as well. However, JOOSHICA responded to them. So I thought we might as well end this video by looking at, I suppose, Miss Weiwei's response to JOOSHICA's response and try and figure out exactly how she responds to criticism, if that makes sense. Because I'm interested to see if she's grown at all from the few years back when Coco Crazy critiqued her in terms of like, will it just be, you're jealous, I'm rich, you're nowhere near as rich as me, I'm so much better than you? Or will it be a genuine, I guess, conversation or engagement with the points being made about beauty standards, colorism, all the above?
Let's watch it. Apparently there were 2 videos, I think. I've only been sent 1, but apparently there are 2. But yeah, let's look at the one that I was sent, okay?
The caption there was, JOOSHICA is just beauty with no brain. This was the title of Miss Weiwei's first video, the beauty with no brain. So it's very clearly a response to Miss Weiwei's video here. What is Miss Weiwei's real name? I feel this feels really weird. They have not publicly disclosed their real name. Smart. I like that. Clever girl. I'll just go Wei then. Why not? The protein.
JOOSHICA is just beauty with no brain. Ooh, who said that? Dr. Jessica Ju. Oh, her name's Jessica Ju. Dr. Ju in 2022, top 15%. Me being nice to all my patients. I've just never met a truly nice person that films themselves being nice and then tell the world that they're being nice to their patients. The truly kind people I know would never do that.
Yeah, she's right. That's really weird. That's like really you're a doctor. You don't fucking record yourself talking to patients and make a TikTok. Look how nice I am to my patients, everyone. That is odd. That's really odd behavior. Not that I think she was being fucking horrible or anything, but it is weird. It's very performative.
Nice to their patients. The truly kind people I know would never do that. Executioner. It's official now. Dr. Ju, associate, optometrist, me at work. Nice. I mean, apart from the part that really killed it for me was her being like, me being kind and nice to my patients. I feel like the entire video was to prove that she's smart, I guess, academically anyway, and then the caption at the bottom, stay jealous.
I'm so jealous.
What can I say? I can't defend myself. You guys are right. I'm deeply jealous.
Okay, so she's very much still the you're jealous of me because I'm so much better than you type of responder. Yeah, the top comment here is correct. Stay jealous is what every brainless influencer says. It's very true. Also, I love that they were bragging about being nice to their patients. Like that isn't the bare minimum for doctors.
JOOSHICA, and I want to be her. In fact, tomorrow I think I should just go to school to learn to be an optometrist and also be let's be honest. So I think I was being too nice in my previous video. This video, I'm not going to be mean. I'm going to be honest. So let's get into it. This reel proves Miss Weiwei's whole point. Girl, did you even watch Miss Weiwei's video properly? No. To answer that, no. She literally fixed my eyes and I stopped seeing red flags. Who is this girl? Oh, yeah, from the look of it, you don't look like you have stopped seeing red flags.
What the fuck are you showing to your 12-year-old subscribers? Put some pants and self-respect on, please.
I don't know if I want to watch this video anymore. I don't want to shit on Miss Weiwei or this YouTuber too much, but that was really weird and unnecessary segment of the video. I don't know, why are you zooming into some random woman's vagina online, like taking the piss out? Is that, I don't know, am I being too sensitive here? I feel like that's not normal. Like you can respond to the comment and like the critique without taking the piss out of what's just, I mean, it's just a pretty girl dancing really. I don't know, I don't want to get too mean or like shit on other YouTubers though, so I'll stop there. I don't want to watch, we'll leave it there. So yeah, I honestly think that's pretty much it for this video. As always, hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe. I'll catch you on the next one. Actually, big shout out to the lady I met in Manhattan yesterday. You were lovely. I know you're watching this as well because you watched Shepherd Boy, you watched The Main, you talked about my Fibs take. I thought you were amazing. Honestly, I was sat there thinking like, I'm a YouTuber. My job is to like be talkative and charismatic for a living. I could not hold a fucking candle to her. She was so fun. In fact, fuck that. This was the tree growing company that she was trying to promote. I couldn't help her at the time because I don't have an address here in the US. So here is the website for everyone watching. Go and contribute. I will put it in the description. And I will also be donating $1,000 right now. I believe your name was Amani, but I really hope I didn't get that wrong because that'd be awkward and you were fucking great. But yeah, okay. Now with that aside, I'll catch you on the next video. So, yeah, have a good one. Bye.